fuck did I just watch? What the fuck was that? Sup everyone, welcome back to the Better Days Films. It's your boy Z, and I'm back with another movie review. What the fuck was this? I have been reviewing the Mummy trilogy with Brandon Fraser. The first two reviews are available right now on my YouTube channel. I'll leave the links in the description of this video if y'all want to check those reviews out. But now we're on the final movie for the trilogy, and what the fuck was this mess? Now, the movie I'm talking about is The Mummy and the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Now, I never seen this movie when it first came out. I had no interest in seeing it when it first came out. But, you know, for my YouTube channel and for this review, I wanted to do the Mummy trilogy. So, finally sat down and seen this for the first time. What the fuck was this? The Mummy and the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor came out July 24th, 2008 in Moscow, and on August 1st in the United States, 2008. Their budget was $145 million. They grossed over $403.4 million, which I don't think is fucking deserved at all. Oh my God. Now, I'm not going plot by this movie. I'll give a general plot of what this is, but I'm not going plot for this fucking bullshit. Now, Jet Li is the mummy in this movie. It's pretty much about Jet Li is a warlord, because it's all in this movie takes place over in China instead of like Egypt, like the last two films. He is a warlord who wants to pretty much take over. He wants to take over, and he, you know, his army starts conquering everything, and, you know, all his slaves and stuff, he gets them to build the Great Wall of China, and he also buries them as they're dying from, like, all overworking, exhaustion, and all that. And he also feels that when he dies from becoming old, that all his accomplishments are just going to go away. So he sends his general to a sorcerer, hoping that she knows how to make him immortal. Well, she doesn't know how. She doesn't have it, but she knows where to find it. So he tells his general, "Nobody touch her. She's for me." So her, the sorcerer, the general, starts having a relationship, and one of the emperor's soldiers sees the relationship and puts it back to him. He has his general, like, you know, tied up, and them old-fashioned way of how they used to, you know, assassinate people, tie them all up in chains, and then put all the horses around, and then make the horses run tear them apart. Well, he's like, if you be with me, I'll let him live. Well, she says, you know, I'll never agree to that, and, you know, he kills his general, but, you know, she was anticipating that, because she was like, you know, he asked her, what is your request? And she's like, I want to be with the general. So she ends up putting a curse on him and his army that turns them into stone. And that's pretty much how this whole fucking movie started. But it's just, this did not feel like a fucking mommy movie to me compared to the first two. I'm not saying on anywhere that, that the first two mommy movies are masterpieces. But compared to this fucking one, they are. Now, Brandon Fraser returns as O'Connell, as Rick O'Connell, and God, I can't even fucking think this movie just pissed me off so much. The first woman who played Evelyn in the first two didn't return for this one because she didn't agree with the script, and she was also, I think she also had said she had a son not too long after that. But it was mainly because of the script, and I don't fucking blame her at all because this was a fucking mess. This was a fucking mess. So they cast somebody else. They cast Maria Bello as Evelyn. Her brother is played once again by John Hannah, and who plays their son? And Luke Ford plays Alex, the son from the last movie, The Mommy Returns. This movie is just a fucking mess. Like, they try to add a bunch of comedy in it, and it just falls fucking flat. It just falls fucking flat. Alex is like, he dropped out of college. He's not really close with his parents because he wants to pretty much take the route that they've been doing their entire life with looking for mummies and trying to get famous and all that. The Alex fucking character is just falls flat. Like, falls flat in every fucking way. Nothing against the guy that plays him, but the character and stuff just fell fucking flat for me. And now since Evelyn's played by somebody else, the connection that there is no love connection. Like, they didn't even feel married to me. Like, it was just so fucking cheesy sometimes what they tried to do. Like, she comes down in her, like, a sexual outfit, nightgown, and she's trying to put the moves on O'Connell, like, trying to make something happen. And he's sleeping in the chair, knocked out, snoring. And she's like, rats. What? That line was so fucking corny in every fucking way. Jonathan, her brother, has a bar. He owns a bar in China. And even him in this movie, like, he had funny scenes that I laughed at in the first Mommy and then the Mommy Returns, but I didn't laugh at any of his lines in this movie. None of them. Like, his character was wasted in this one. And Alex, he's on the search to find the Emperor, Jet Li's character, find him and his army and all that bullshit. But what pissed me off is when she cursed them inside. The Emperor was in the palace. His army was outside the palace. When she cursed him and he turned into stone, his pose, he kind of was like this in a pose when he turned to stone. And his army was outside, big army. They all turned into stone. It's never addressed. How did they get in the tomb. Even in the movie when they discovered them in the tomb, the emperor had a different pose. He was not like this. He was on a carriage, like a carriage with a bunch of horses, posed like this, holding on, and a coffin tomb and on the back of it. It's never fucking addressed who moved them, because that is a fucking lie. And I know that is the concept is supposed to be the Cascada army. I know it's supposed to be like that, but it's never addressed who fucking moved them. Because not only, I understand you're just moving the emperor, but you moved a whole fucking army at the same time. And they all were set up in the same exact way as with outside. It's never fucking explained. So I'm like, what? Somebody turned into stone. You can't change their fucking pose. This fucking movie. And then also, there's a woman who tries to kill Alex when he does discover the Emperor's tomb and the army and all that. Tries to kill him. And then there is a forced love fucking story with them two. You find out that the woman that tried to kill him is the daughter of the sorcerer and the general. Because they've been around, they are immortal. They've been around for thousands of years, guarding the Emperor's tomb, making sure that nobody finds them, and, they come back to life. But, of course, there could be no movie. Of course somebody's going to discover them and they're going to come back to life. So there is a fucking forced love story with Alex and the sorcerer's daughter. I don't even fucking remember her name because I was barely paying attention to this fucking movie. Like, I was yawned. I yawned a few times. I was bored. I picked up my phone a few times. But there's a forced love story, and it just falls fucking flat. Like, this woman tried to kill you, and you're trying to put the moves on her. So eventually, Rick and Evelyn comes to China to find, because somebody gave them a task to come deliver something, a key or something. And just the whole connection with Alex and his parents just fall fucking flat too. I didn't care about that. Didn't even seem like they were a family. Well, they eventually go to, he eventually shows them, his discovery, because, they moved the emperor out the tomb. Of course, left his army. There's a lot of fucking soldiers to move. But there's a professor that works with Alex that ends up turning on him. He was working for some kind of army that wants to bring back the emperor because they are mad what happened to their land, and he can, bring the peace and stuff back. So they show up to the thing, and you find out the professor betrayed him. So they want Rick to open up the coffin so they can bring the emperor back to life. And the key reads that it only could be blood from a pure-hearted person can only, make this key work. So they use Evelyn's blood, and Rick opens up the coffin, and as they're fighting, they realize that it's a decoy in there. And they're like, where's the emperor? Well, you find out the emperor's on the one holding the rope for the horses. And he comes back because the key ends up falling in his back, and he ends up coming back to life. And I didn't fucking care. I didn't fucking care at all. Didn't fucking care at all. It even, Jet Li's mummy is just falls fucking flat. So damn horrible. And even the decisions made by, so the key opens up a diamond that shows him, that will show the emperor a way to get to this pool where he can get the curse off of him, because he's still cursed. And he also wants to bring his army back. Well, the where he has to take the key is somewhere up in the mountains. I forget which mountain it was because I really wasn't paying attention. So they all go take a plane to go try to stop him and to get there before him. So their plan: let's take him out with guns. Let's take him out with guns. Try to stop him. That doesn't work. Plan B: we'll blow up the thing so he can't use the diamond to find out where to go. Now, you've dealt with a mummy twice. It was the same one, but they even bring that up. Bring up the same mummy twice. You know that they're immortal. Weapons do not do nothing. So why would it plan A be to blow up the thing? Then he can't find out where to go. But let's take them out. Let's try fighting them with guns first. And of course, it doesn't fucking work. So let's go to plan B, which they don't get to do. Because the emperor ends up making it up there. And as the dynamite's getting ready to go off, he uses his powers to drop a bunch of snow on it so it puts out the fucking fuse. Why didn't you go to do that plan fucking first? It makes the most sense. You know you can't kill a mummy with a gun. This fucking movie. Like I said, Evelyn and Rick's marriage is just, it doesn't even, there's no connection there. It's just fucking trash. Like this whole fucking movie is just hot fucking garbage. And the only way to stop him is there's a dagger that they have to put through his heart. There's a scene where the emperor tries to kill Alex and Rick pushes him out the way, and that's when Rick gets stabbed and he's dying. So they end up taking him to somewhere where you find out that's where the sorcerer is. They save, Rick's life, but, I didn't fucking care. Just everything with this fucking, the jokes, everything just fell fucking flat. Like, the beginning of the movie, you see, Rick trying to fish, he's failing, the hook's getting stuck in the tree in his neck and all that, and it's just so fucking corny. And he brings home fish for dinner, and, he ends up shooting the fish. And Evelyn ends up writing, she wrote two books, The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, about their experience, and that just corny too. And the Emperor's says to the guy, why did you bring me back? And he explains, I want you to bring order back to my land. And he's like, what's in it for you? I want to be your general. And it's like, my last general betrayed me. betrayed me. And he's like, I won't make that same mistake, my lord. Jet Li's mummy was corny. Nothing against Jet Li. Love, one of my favorite actors, but his mummy just fell fucking flat. Like, he spent half the time, he was only his actual self in the beginning of the movie and then towards the end of the movie. The rest was a CGI. He was CGI'd, and the thing about it is, every time he would talk, since he was stoned and cursed, his face would start breaking, and then you would see, you know, he looked all gross and stuff, but then he would just, reform himself so he looked stoned again. This fucking trash ass fucking movie. Like I said, Alex in this movie is just, he's corny, he's cringy, and so is the forced love story between them. And they're like, you know, his mom's like, oh, I can see that you like her. And then he goes down to her, is like, you know, my mom thinks there's something between us. And, you know, I told her it's not true. And then, like, he's like, you're not my type anyway. Like, it was just so fucking forced. And who fucking cares? My favorite character, Jonathan, was corny in this. He had really no funny parts. I didn't laugh at nothing. Nothing in this movie. I didn't laugh at fucking nothing. I was bored, rage, pissed off this entire movie. Like, I can see why first woman that played Evelyn wanted to skip out on this, because this script is just so fucking trash. So, of course, the Emperor eventually reaches the pool. He gets the curse off. He's allowed to turn into any fucking creature he wants to. They go back and he raises his army, and the sorcerer, you know, I got bits and pieces because I really wasn't paying attention. She brings back all the people that the Emperor killed to fight his army, and she's like, you know, I'll give up my being immortal for this. She ends up dying, and, you know, he kills her, the Emperor kills her. And just the fight scene with the Emperor and Rick fell fucking flat. I know I keep saying it a lot, but it did. This movie is just so fucking garbage. This movie is just hot fucking garbage. I did not like it at all. Not even. The only positive thing that I can say about this fucking movie is I did like the concept of the story. I did like, you know, that, you know, they decided to try something different. Instead of Egypt, let's go to China. And I liked the story, you know, in the beginning, how they were going, but it all just fell fucking flat. And they were planning making more before they rebooted it with that other trash ass mommy movie. They were planning on making more sequels to this, and the body would have been but just as trash as this. So they eventually, of course, stop the mommy, the Emperor. They eventually stop him. Happy ending. Jonathan's like, I'm leaving China. I'm going somewhere else. And it ends with him driving off. This fucking movie is just fucking trash. I didn't care about nothing. Didn't laugh at nothing. Didn't like nothing. Didn't even feel like a mommy movie to me. Like, only how you know it was a mommy movie because of Brandon Fraser. If you was to take Jonathan and O'Connell and Brandon Fraser out these movies and just showed it to somebody, didn't tell them the name, they probably wouldn't even think this was a mummy movie. This movie is fucking trash. And on a scale 1 to 10, this fucking hot garbage movie is getting a 1. It's lucky it even got a 1 because I could have gave it a negative score. But because I always rate my movies on a scale 1 to 10, they get a fucking 1. I am never watching this hot garbage pile of fucking dump ever again. I will stick with the first and second mummy movies. Yes, they had their problems too, but it wasn't as fucking bad as this one. I am never watching this fucking movie ever again. Everything fell fucking flat. Everything. They tried a comedy, didn't work. The love connection, forced love story, didn't work. Rick and Evelyn's marriage in this, like it wasn't there. Like, everything just fell fucking flat. And I also heard, before that Jet Li was refusing to talk about this movie in interviews. And I can see fucking why. Fuck this movie. Done with this. Done with this fucking movie. Fuck this movie. But that is the last movie of this Mummy trilogy. Like I said, I'll leave the links in the descriptions for you to check out the other two Mummy reviews. The Mummy and the Mummy Returns. My next review is might possibly seeing the movie, the movie Air, the Nike movie Air, about the whole Michael Jordan thing. I might be seeing that possibly on Wednesday, and I'm going to do a review on that. But my next movie review, as far as more than one, I'm contemplating on doing the Terminator movies or the Men in Black movies. So I'm still thinking about that. Don't know which one I want to do yet, but it'll be either one of those. It'll be Men in Black, the Men in Black movies, or the Terminator movies. So definitely keep a lookout for those. I'll also leave in the description the links to my TikTok and my Instagram for everybody, for you to follow me on to be updated whenever I drop a movie review. Because, as soon as I drop a review, I let everybody know on TikTok and on Instagram. So I'll leave the links for those in there. You can follow me on there. But fuck this movie. Fuck The Mummy and the Tomb of the Dragon Emperors. Is hot garbage. But if you like this movie, everybody has their opinion. I have no problem with that. If you like this movie, if you love it, I have no problem with that. This is just my opinion. I hate this fucking movie, and I'm never watching it again. But please leave, and leave a comment. If you like this movie, tell me why you liked it. If you can't fucking stand this movie like me, tell me why you hate it. And because I'm always down to talk, with people about movies and stuff like that. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys later. And once again, fuck this movie. I'm out. Peace.